Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is that's a toy, you mad over a toy. The scripture comes from Habakkuk 1 and 2. How long, O Lord, I cry for help, but you do not listen. I cry out to you violence, but you do not intervene. Why do you let me see ruin? Why must I look at misery? Destruction and violence are before me. There is strife and clamorous discord. This is why the law is benumbed and judgment is never rendered, because the wicked circumvent the just. This is why judgment comes forth perverted. Okay, so here's the message for somebody. You are upset and you are mad. Okay, you are mad and you are upset, and whatever it is that you are mad and upset about, God is like, that's nothing. Like, I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just like, it's like whatever it is, it's something that, God sees things differently than the way we see them. And whatever it is that you mad at God about, God is like not even concerned with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's something that God sees as mere a toy. Like, it's like I can't even, it's like it's something that you feel as though you need it, and God is like, but you don't really need that. Like, this is something that brings you enjoyment. Like, this is something that, yeah, it may make you happy, it may help in some ways, but I just feel like for whoever this is for, that's the message. God is saying that you're mad over something that in retrospect you would see it as a toy. That's how God sees it, regardless of what it is. And I know this is not going to make I know this is not the best of messages. Baby should have wore a Savage shirt today, but it's, I need to watch that. But anywho, that's the message. Like, I just feel like sometimes we can't put ourselves in a position to where we are basically constantly looking at what other people have and what other people are doing, and feeling as though because we don't have it and we're not doing it, that God is punishing us. Okay. Everybody does not have the same journey. Everybody is not going to have, like, everybody's journey is not going to look the same as everybody else's. There are going to be some people that from your point of view, you looking at them, it may seem to you as if their journey is a lot more glamorous. It looks a lot more fun. It looks like they always have this, they always have that. They're always happy. They have all these things going on. But in reality, I just feel like you don't see everything, and because you don't see everything, you are judging without even knowing all of, it's kind of like you don't know everything, you don't know all of the pieces to their journey. That's like, and I'm just saying this, I'm seeing it from both points of view. So I'm seeing it from both the point of view of someone who is feeling as though like they're looking at what somebody else has and what somebody else is doing and what they're doing, and they're wondering why they can't have it or why they don't have it. But at the same point, I'm also looking at it as the person that could possibly have these things, that could possibly be doing these things that somebody else may want to have and somebody else may want to do it, but I'm able to do it and they can't. It's kind of like you don't know what they had to go through in order to receive whatever position, in order to receive whatever blessing, in order to receive whatever it is that they have. And this is like, like, you only, I just feel like this somebody that's only seeing the good. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, even with my journey in becoming who I am. You know what I'm saying? I always had dreams since I was a little girl. I have always been able to interpret my dreams. I've always been able to do the things that I am doing today. Like, I just feel like, and it is true to God, is true to his word when it says that, you know, God chooses who he's going to use in the womb. It's not a situation where somebody is just, they wake up one day and bam, they are a prophet. You know what I'm saying? And they all of a sudden have all these gifts and it came out of nowhere. No, this is typically a situation where somebody, they were always destined to be that. And my journey was not easy. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from somebody who's like I said, my journey was not, it's not a situation where I always just had smooth sailing and everything was always perfect. And, you know, like, even if somebody looking from the outside, looking in, to them, from their point of view, it may seem that way. From their point of view, everything might be perfect. From their point of view, they may think that I'm just, you know, giving everything and I never have to work for anything. And I've actually had people say that. You know what I'm saying? I've actually had people assume that several times in my life, not even just at the point that I am now, but even, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, there have been so many people that would feel some kind of way about whatever it is that I would have, whatever it is that I have worked hard for. And you know what I'm saying? It is very frustrating from being on the position of somebody that has worked very hard for something, that has put in a lot of work, that has been stressed, had hard nights, had, you know what I'm saying, tough days, that has been in a position of a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. And for someone to look at them where they feel like, oh, they basically just see them with the trophy and they completely missed out on the part where they had to run the race. They see them with the trophy and they completely miss out on the part where they had to go through training prior to running the race. You know, you don't just go out somewhere, you know what I'm saying, just like a Olympic medalist, we get to see them performing their task and winning their medal, but we didn't get to see them in the gym. Okay, just like, you know what I'm saying, Dre said that she wasn't with me shooting in the gym. It's like, you didn't see all them, you know, them tough nights. You didn't see them sweating hard, working hard, them steady pushing, even though their muscles was hurting. You didn't see all the things that they had to go through before they got to that point of view, that position. So for you to look at them and feel like, why don't I have what they have? Well, you haven't been through what they went through. You haven't done what they've done to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, and that's anybody that has accomplished anything. You know, it's like, it's very frustrating when you have worked really hard for something. And you know, like I said, I'm not talking about somebody that things are just given to them. But even in that scenario, once again, you don't know what they went through and you don't know what like brought that on. But anyways, anybody that has gotten to a position to where they have accomplished something, they have earned something, they have won something, you don't know what they had to go through in order to get to the position that they are at. You know what I'm saying? That's just like somebody getting mad because of a doctor making whatever they make and being able to have the things that they have, but they had to go through years of school just to get to that position. And then they had to go through training for years before they got to that position. So it's not a situation where they just easily out of nowhere popped up and bam, they have everything. You know what I'm saying? And not only is it not fair for you to look at them and yearn for what they have, not even just ignoring the fact of everything that they've been through, but it's also unfair for you to feel as though it should be given to you just because you showed up or just because here you are. And it's kind of like, but they had to work for that. You know what I'm saying? They worked hard. They went through a lot of, like I said, blood, sweat, and tears to get to where they are. And it's not fair for you to feel as though you should be handed what they have and you've done nothing. blessing. And once again, I'm not trying to sound harsh and I'm not trying to sound mean, but this is somebody that is sending some prayers to God, and you got a lot of animosity in your heart. You have a lot of hate, like it's a lot of hate and anger about you seeing what somebody else has and feeling like you're entitled to it. And I have, like, you know what I'm saying? I experienced this so much, like, of people just being like seeing things that I have and feeling like they should have it. Why? They don't know. Just because I have it, they deserve it. They don't know how hard I worked to get it. They don't know how much I saved up to get it. They not, they ignore all of that. All they're worried about is the fact that I have it, and because I have it, it should be theirs. God is saying, like, you can't expect everything to just be handed to you. And just because somebody else has something doesn't mean that you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They have that because they worked for it. They have that because they went through things to get to that position. They had to experience things. Just even with me and the way that I relay messages. I know I don't relay messages the way other people do, but I just feel like the messages that I get and the way that I give them to y'all and explain it to y'all, I'm using a lot of my own personal experiences. It's not a situation where I'm sitting up here and I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like my real life experience. I had to go through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I experienced a lot of things. I've said several times, 10 years ago, I probably could do this, but it wouldn't hit the way that it hit. And I just feel like, in reality, for whoever this is for, stop feeling as though just because somebody else has something that you should have it. And you know what I'm saying? In reality, once again, God is saying that whatever it is that you looking at that they have, you feel like it's not fair that you don't have it. It's like God is seeing this as a toy. And even with the what the message is, kind of like God is seeing you, like the way God is seeing you, we are God's children, and God is seeing you as someone that is acting like a kid, and you're upset because such and such has a toy and you want that toy, and you should have the same toy that such and such has. And it's just kind of like very childish in a sense, to feel as though you should have something just because somebody else does. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's the message. I just feel like, and it's understandable if everybody goes through different things in their life. Everybody has different experiences in their life. Everybody has to go through things where they either, you know what I'm saying, either you listen to God, you follow God, and you triumph and you come out of it, or you may be put in a position to where, if you are holding yourself back, and dangerously doing what is so dangerous and constantly focusing on someone that you are seeing as an enemy. Because if this is someone and you feel like what they have, they shouldn't have it and you should have it, 9 out of 10, you see this person as an enemy. And, for you to put yourself in a position to where you are constantly watching what your enemy is doing, focused on what they have and why do they have it, and it's not fair that they have it and you should have it, you are basically putting yourself in a position to where you're going to fail, okay? And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just being real. I don't understand. It's like, and I'm even thinking about the words, I believe Lauryn Hill said, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Like, you are basically fighting with yourself. And it's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's in human nature, we are always looking at what we can achieve and what we can have, and we want several things for ourselves. We want several things for our lives. And I just feel like sitting around focusing on what somebody else has, as somebody that has went through a stage of growth and is still going through a stage of growth. One thing that I don't do is sit around trying to watch what somebody else doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the kind of person where I sit down and I'm just infatuated with what somebody else is doing and what somebody else got going on. And that's just me. And I know only 10% of the world population thinks that way. most people are typically watching other people and concerned with what other people are doing. And it is what it is. We are also very social. But I just say, I'm just saying this to be honest. If you are trying to achieve something, you cannot expect to achieve what you want to achieve by watching somebody else do what you would like to do, regardless of if that's meant for you or not. You know what I'm saying? If it is meant for you, then you know what I'm saying, you should start working towards it. If it is not meant for you, it doesn't matter how hard you watch them. It don't matter how hard you pray to God about how they don't deserve it and you deserve it. It don't matter how many candles you burn and spells you know what I'm saying, you put together, and all these things that you do to try to cause that person harm. It is not going to work. First of all, if they are on a path that God has for them, it's nothing you can do to take them off that path. And likewise, if you are trying to go down a path that is not intended for you, there is nothing you can do to force God's hand and make him give you something that he didn't say you was going to have in the first place. And once again, I know this kind of harsh. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just trying to be real, because I pray that it helps someone. How can you expect to find your own path and to figure out what you are supposed to be doing if all you are doing is sitting around watching what somebody else got going on, what they have, what they doing, and wondering to yourself, that should be me, and thinking to yourself, they don't deserve that, and trying to figure out a way to take it from them, and trying to figure out a way to knock them out your path. Like, this is wicked. It's wicked thinking to sit around and look at somebody and think to yourself that they don't deserve something that God blessed them with. What, like, I don't even, like I said, I can't relate. You know what I'm saying? I never been the kind of person to think that way. If I see somebody and they got something and it's nice, wonderful. And if I just feel like I just want it, I want something similar, I want it, then I'm going to work towards getting it. But it's not going to be a situation where I'm going to feel as though I need to destroy what they got going on, or I need to take from them, or it's not fair that they have it. Like, I just feel like God is saying, for whoever this is for, you're not going to prosper thinking that way. And even if you are sitting down and you praying to God, and you know what I'm saying, you feel like you're trying your best to follow God, I just feel you can't possibly be trying your best to follow God, because God says that we're not supposed to do this here. This is basically coveting your neighbors. You're trying to, you feel that it's almost like you want to steal what this person has. God said you can't take what they have. You can't have it. It's theirs. And that's just what it is. And it don't matter what it is, regardless if it's somebody's gift that you feel like you want their gift, or if you want their job, or you want the kind of car they drive, you want the kind of house they have, or whatever it is. God is saying you cannot take nothing from nobody, period. Like, no. Like, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? You can get upset. You can be frustrated that they have it all you want to. And like I said, God is saying that these prayers right here, he is pushing these to the side. And he sees whoever this person is like a child. And you see that such and such got a rubber ducky and you want a rubber ducky. So you going to try to take such and such rubber ducky. God is going to pat you on your hand and give it back to who it belongs to, because that's theirs. God says no need for you to get upset and angry over a toy. And it's no need for you to get upset and angry about what somebody else has. You don't know what they had to go through to get it. And you don't know what they had to go through to get to that position. And you don't know what they had to go through in order, you don't know these things. And it is not right to just sit around and judge somebody by just how, what they have when they are at a certain state. Like I said, it's like somebody that is judging someone. They the judge. You know what I'm saying? They didn't got to a position to where they are a judge, or they got to a position where they a doctor. They got to a position to where they are and doing what they doing. Maybe they made partner at a law firm or something like that. And you looking at them thinking to yourself, they don't deserve that position. Who do you think you are to feel as though you have the authority to try to say that they don't deserve something they worked hard for? Period. And I just feel like that's what it is. And I'm sorry, once again, I'm not trying to be mean. This is conviction. God says it's conviction. He's using me to convict somebody right now. And I'm just being real. You cannot sit around and look at what somebody else do. what they have and what they got going on, and think to yourself that you should have it. And you know what I'm saying? And then have the audacity to pray that God would remove them and put you there. God said He not finna do that. I don't know. God said He not finna do that. And you being mad at them, you're mad at them for no reason. And I hope and pray that this is not the same person that you trying to tell God that the devil is winning because you see somebody that you don't like and you feel like they don't deserve things that they have. God said the devil didn't win nothing. He put them there. You fighting over somebody just because you don't like somebody don't mean that God simultaneously don't like them too. Just because you, for whatever reason, have any kind of hate or malice in your heart towards somebody, it does not mean that God likewise don't like them. And that's just being real. Like, you can't expect that just because you don't like somebody that God not going to bless them and God is not going to do for them, regardless of what you feel like they did. Regardless of what you feel like they act like, or regardless of what you feel like they've been through. You know what I'm saying? Just like how I even explained how, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been chosen to be a prophet. I know that. As God says He chooses His prophets in a womb. Well, prophetess. God chooses His children in the womb to do whatever it is that He wants them to do. So it's not a situation where it was never intended. You know what I'm saying? And for whoever this is for, there is something that God has chosen you for. What? I'm not sure. But you cannot feel as though just because somebody else is doing something or because they have something or whatever it is that this is, that you should have it. You know what I'm saying? There is something that God has for you. But you, right now, you too infatuated with whatever this other person is doing and feeling as though you should have it and you should do it. And you're getting upset with God because He didn't choose you to do that. God said you can't pray to Him and ask Him to get rid of somebody so you can do it. Even if it was a situation where that person wasn't doing it no more, they went on a break, as I have done before, or they decided that, you know what I'm saying, they decide to take a break, or they decide they feel like they gon' whatever it is, it don't mean that all of a sudden God is gonna put you in their position. You know what I'm saying? And like, it don't even matter, even if you were supposed to do what they're doing, it doesn't mean that you are going to get their position. You will be getting your position. You cannot feel as though you have the right to say what somebody can and cannot do. And it's just the same with a lawyer or a doctor or whoever. You know what I'm saying? A psychiatrist, whatever. Even if they decide to go on vacation, it's not a situation just because somebody just finished school that they going to take their place. No, they on vacation and that person is going to work where they supposed to work. And then when they get off vacation, they gonna come back to work. And I just feel like that's the message for whoever this is for. God said He hear what you saying, but nah. He hear what you saying, but nah. Like, the way that you see whatever it is and the way God see it, it's like you are looking at it as if this is everything is falling apart. And you know, I don't know if this is somebody, maybe this is somebody you grew up with, maybe it's somebody that, you know what I'm saying, y'all went to school together or whatever, and y'all always been like, you know, enemies, or maybe it's a one-sided enemy situation. I know I had to deal with that, baby, so much in high school and you know, just growing up in general. I had to deal with people that were enemies, but I didn't see them as an enemy, regardless if I thought they were my friends or I thought that I just didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? But then I grew up to find out that they always saw me as an enemy, and like we were just, what is it called? Nemesis. Okay, they saw me as their nemesis. I ain't even know them. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's just, this is a situation where somebody, from your perspective, this person is just the booger wooger, and they are so bad, and they so bad, and they so bad. And why in the world would God choose them to do that? Why in the world would God bless them with that? Why in the world do they get to have that and I have to deal with this? First of all, if you see yourself in a position to where you are constantly watching and concerning yourself with somebody that you don't like, that is something that you got going. This is a personal problem. This is a personal issue. I don't concern myself with people I don't like. You know, just to be real, I'm not sitting around trying to watch what they doing. I don't care what they doing. They can do whatever it is they feel like they need to do, regardless if they winning or not. It doesn't concern me. You know what I'm saying? And this is basically how I feel about even people I like. You know what I'm saying? Just to be real. And it's not to say I'm not being mean. It's not that I'm hating. I don't feel no kind. Like, I just simply do not, like, it doesn't concern me. It has nothing to do with me. I'm going to clap for you and cheer you on, and that's that. But as far as me sitting around concerning myself with why you are doing something, why you have something, and why would God bless you with this, that, and the third, I'm not going to do all that. And for whoever this is for, that's the message. You are too focused, worried, and concerned with whoever this person is doing, whatever it is that they have, and you have allowed your heart to, in a sense, turn cold, because you are feeling as though they shouldn't have it and you should. And it's kind of like, just like I said, because God is not giving it to you, and you are not receiving what you want. It could even be a situation where you are constantly watching this person, you know, even like through social media or something like that. You constantly looking at what they got going on. You constantly following them. You constantly trying to see what they doing. And you thinking that if you pray to God, telling him how much you hate them and how much you dislike them and how much they frustrate you, that all of a sudden God is going to wipe them from the earth. God said he is not going to do that. Okay, in his eyes, this person ain't doing nothing to you. And he's looking at you, and it's like you are feeling like whoever this is, you are feeling how Habakkuk felt. But Habakkuk, it was a whole different situation here. Habakkuk was actually going through it. And as soon as Habakkuk told God what was going on, God was like, I'm going to seek vengeance for you. This is somebody you are feeling like somebody is punishing you, and like somebody is messing with you, and like somebody is mistreating you, and they are being so mean, and they doing all this stuff, when in reality, this is somebody that is literally living their life, minding their business. God said he is not going to punish somebody just because you don't like them. And that's that. That's final. You cannot think that God is going to, like, you know, this is crazy to me. But this is what somebody feel. You feel like just because you don't like them, regardless if you don't like them because they pretty or handsome, you don't like them because they got their hair done, they got their nails done, you don't like them because you don't like the kind of clothes they wear, you don't like them because you don't like their shoes, or whatever it is that you feel. God said he is not finna destroy this person just because you don't like them. And that's that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless to what it is. Maybe you don't like them because when y'all was kids, they stepped on your shoe on accident and they didn't feel it, so they didn't say sorry. God is not going to allow this person's entire life to crumble because you don't like them. Maybe you don't like them. And I just really feel, in reality, whoever this person is, the reason you don't like this person is you don't like what they have accomplished. And just because you don't like what they have accomplished, and I like, this is somebody, you don't like it because you want it. You don't like it because you feel like it should be yours. God said he's not going to give that to you. They worked for that. It's theirs. You can't have it. It was always destined for them to do whatever it is that God has them doing, or whatever field they in, or whatever. Like, this is something that is for them. You can't take something that's not for you. And you can't get upset when you don't get it. And yeah, I just feel like this is a situation where somebody, you are the cause of your own misery. You are the cause of your own nightmares. You are the cause of the stressors in your life. You are stressing yourself out over what somebody else got going on. And meanwhile, your life is probably in flames behind you. But you can't focus on that because you too worried about what they have going on. God said he's not finna punish this person because you don't like them. And that's it. And that's the message. God said he is not. You seeing this person as wicked just because you don't like them. God is not going to punish them because you don't like them. And just because you don't like them don't mean they wicked or Jezebel or Leviathan or whatever other kind of spirit deity you think they are. Just because you don't like somebody don't mean that they are the devil. Okay? And this is, I know this is crazy. Y'all probably like, but Pastor, I know sometimes it is people that are possessed. Sometimes there are people that are wicked, and sometimes they are people that are evil. But in this situation right here, this person who is sitting up here praying all these wicked, evil prayers to God, praying for somebody else's downfall, you are the bad guy in this here. You are the one that got a spirit. And I'm sorry, I'm just being real. You the one that got a problem. It's not them. They not doing you nothing. This somebody, they ain't doing nothing to you. They just minding their business, doing what God told them to do. And you mad that God told them to do it. God said he is not finna punish them just because you don't like them. And he not finna take nothing from them and give it to you. You carry on with what God gave you. And they gonna carry on with what God gave them. And that's that. That's the message. Whew. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.